Far in the woods, past the old road, deep underground, below the Sunless Citadel, the heroes find themselves stuck in a web as they fight for life. At the same time, the sleepy little farming village of Oakhurst lets out for its weekly mass. The parishioners are gathering at the doorstep of the church, and they're discussing who knows what, just their daily discussion, their weekly catch-up, if you will. The mayor is there, along with just townsfolk. While that is going on, a large, muscular, and hooded humanoid, standing close to 7 feet tall, can be seen walking down the main strip. The chatter dies down almost completely, as all their attention is drawn towards the humanoid. A few feathers fall from the humanoid's cloak, and as they hit the ground, they seem to vanish completely, disappearing into the sand, into the dirt, cobblestone walkway. One by one, maybe a dozen feathers hit the ground and disappear. He walks past the well in the middle of the town and straight into the Old Boar Inn, the one and only tavern, not far from the church. In walks the humanoid as he ducks his head, avoiding the door frame. Stepping inside, Garen is seen sitting at the bar. He just finished setting down all the chairs off the tables, getting ready for the day. Garen's eyes are focused solely on the humanoid, as it looks like he was about to say something, but he is soon distracted by just the overall size. The humanoid is actually a Goliath, almost 7 foot tall, a large, hulking humanoid with tribal tattoos and markings throughout his face, go all the way down his back. Though they are hidden by his outfit, he's currently wearing his hood, which is now in his hand. He's got tons of pelts laid over his shoulder, all of his clothing. Articles seem to be homemade, various strings and antlers and pelts are stitched together one by one to form a leather chest piece, a leather belt. All these satchels hang from below, and strapped to his back is a large spear. As the humanoid approaches the bar, Garen can't help but just look up at him. "Welcome to the Old Boar Inn. What can I get for you?" He smiles hesitantly. The creature leans in. He says nothing. He slides over one of the pelts, which is draped over his chest, revealing his leather belt. And on that leather belt, Garen notices a rather large buck knife. The handle is made from an antler of an elk. "Oh, hey, you can have anything you want here. No trouble. We got plenty of food. No need for that." The humanoid grabs a small little coin pouch, which is right next to the buck knife, unties it, and tosses it onto the bar table as it opens up slightly. "Oh, that's embarrassing. I thought you were... I saw the buck knife and I... Sorry. What can I do for you?" The Goliath reaches over Garen's head, who flinches. "Oh." He grabs a key hanging off on the rack above Garen's head. "Oh, yeah, go ahead. You can take any room you want. That's a pretty good one. Just upstairs. Go through, past the bar, and take a right. There's a staircase that'll get you ready. I'll see it as you're not disturbed. I'll bring meals up to you if you need to." The Goliath nods, and he makes his way upstairs. A moment passes, and the door opens once more. Inside walk some parishioners and the mayor.
"Well, Garen's is it safe to come in here?"
Yeah, he's upstairs now. I don't think we should disturb him, though. He's seemed kind of bristly.
"All right. Well, what was he like, ogre?"
No ogre. He's a Goliath. Scared me, though.
"Oh, I wonder if that's the person we sent for. Remember I reached out to Greenest a few days ago? It was awfully fast, so that's him. What did he want?
I just wanted a room. He didn't say much. He didn't say anything, actually.
I'm not going to say it, but...
He leans into Garen.
What about the cult? Do you think he's from the cult? I'm nervous. Hopefully he's... Nah, he's got to be from Greenest. I'm sure he's just waiting for the rescue party. This is exciting.
Chatter continues inside as a crowd begins to kind of form in the bar inside the tavern. Everyone's patiently waiting for the Goliath to return so they can get another look at him. Even kids are starting to gather outside the inn. With that, the camera zooms out until it reaches the cavern entrance of the Sunless Citadel. Down past the pillars, the camera snakes. Through the staircase, layer by layer, through the halls, past the metallic cage, Eustriel's former throne room, and down the well it goes, until it finds the party tangled in a spider's web.
Meepo, give me your dagger. I'm absolutely... my feet are bound to these. Dempsey, we're gonna need some help here. Meepo got his head stuck in the cobwebs. I can't see it. Where is it?
You guys need to start getting yourself out of here. There's not much time to react. I'm gonna set my axe down here, pull up my longbow. He hasn't moved just yet. Dempsey's gonna go first. He's going to attempt to shoot the giant spider down the hallway with his longbow. As a 16 plus a 7, 23, that will hit 4. So. Spider reels in pain. And that will end Mr. Dempsey's turn as he begins pulling backwards. He is not tangled in the web at the moment. His movement is cut in half. He's going to get off the ledge and kind of wait right at the bottom of the ledge for Dexter to follow. See if that was a mistake, not helping out one of the others. That takes us to the giant spider. Giant spider is going to shoot a web at Mr. Dempsey. Large string of just webs just shooting out from the hallway. Alright, those will miss. It's a 3, it's a 5, 8. The spider coats the side of the hall with webs as they fall just short of the halfling, whose only head really is the only thing that's visible at the moment from the ledge. So he is so short. And that will take us to Dexter. Dexter is currently not tangled. He's going to look back at Dempsey the ranger, and he's going to follow suit. He's going to hop down from the ledge, and he's going to end his turn by the feet of Dempsey. And that's going to take us to Erky. Erky is currently tangled in a web, so he's going to attempt to make a strength saving throw here. If he gets a 12, he's free. There's 2 ways you can go about doing it. You can attack the web, has an AC of 10 and a health of 5, or you can make a strength saving throw. I don't remember Erky having anything good for a weapon. No, he's -1 for strength. Here we go. Oh.
Come on. The harder I pull, the more these webs are just catchy. Dempsey, where are you? We're gonna need some help here. Meepo, give me your dagger.
That takes us to Meepo. Meepo is going to go a different route. He's going to use his dagger, which he was able to get out, and attempt to cut loose his head and neck, which is currently tangled in the web here. I don't know how he did it, but he got his head completely lodged in these webs. He rolled an 8, he needed a 10. He fumbles with the knife, and he's just unable to free it from his belt and get it to his neck. That will take us to Mr. Dempsey. Let's roll a survival check here to see if you know what kind of weaknesses these spiders have. Or maybe an nature, I guess. Alright, 17. So you aren't 100% positive that spiders are afraid of fire, but you know most animals are not fans
You guys.
He hops up from his ledge, climbs over to Urki, pulls out his hand axe, and attempts to free Mr. Urki. So roll. You need a 10. That is short. Roll the 4 plus a 4, 8.
This is incredibly thick. I can't seem to... Hold still, Urki. I'm gonna get you out eventually.
Dexter, you keep running, though. Get out of here. And that's going to take us to the giant spider. Giant spider has to roll a 5 or a 6 to recharge his web. Does not. Rolls a 1. So he's able to get within range of any one of the players besides Dexter. So he's going to move up towards Mr. Meepo, who seems to be the closest, and attempt to bite. So he's going to roll a hit here. That will hit 13 plus 5, 18. A 1d8 plus a 3. It's actually a lot of damage. 4 plus the 3, that is a 7. 7 points of piercing damage. Brings Meepo rather low. Okay, now I must make a Constitution saving throw of 11. Alright, he made the save. Now he takes 4 points of poison damage on top of that. If it knocks Meepo to 0, then he becomes paralyzed even after he regains health. But no matter. So, it's quite a lot of damage for Meepo. He's hanging on by a thread. He does not look well. And the spider will remain where it is seated, directly above the party. He is in melee range of Urki and Meepo, but he's on the ceiling looking down at them as he readies himself for another attack. And that takes us to Dexter. Dexter is going to attempt to keep moving. He's going to follow his master's command. His movement's cut in half. He has reached the ledge to go up and over, back to where they began. If he's successful in getting over this ledge, he can continue down towards the grove area where the party saw those skeletons with the wheelbarrow. So make a dexterity. Alright, so that's a 1. So he's unable to get over the ledge. So he's going to spend his extra 5 feet. He's going to continue down the hall through the rift. He's not going to make it over the ledge to leave where they came. He's going to continue down down the rift and exit towards another path. Could be a dead end. He doesn't know, but he's heading out. That takes us to Urki.
Come on, Shantae, don't fail me now. I cast Bless.
At that point, Urki grabs his amulet, recites his prayer, and casts Bless over the party. And he's using up his final spell slot. Alright, you bless up to 3 characters of your choice within range whenever a target makes an attack roll or saving throw before they can roll an extra d4. Urki grabs his amulet and sprinkles some holy water over it, recites his prayer, and a gentle breeze of light and wind kind of fall on the shoulders of the party. And he is able to reach Dexter, so everyone except for Urki receive a +4 to their rolls, and that will end his turn. That'll take us to Meepo. Meepo is going to try his luck here with his dagger once more. That is a 9. Plus, he's going to roll the bless, which regardless we know will succeed. 2. Alright, so 11. Meepo had enough there. Now he rolls the 1d4 plus a 2. He needs 5 points of damage in order to break free of these webs. That is a 3 plus the 2. Perfect. Just what he needed. I'm free. Alright, Meepo is free, and he is going to egg. If you're to exit, that would evoke opportunity of attack from the spider. Oh no. Meepo's just going to hang back at this point, and that'll take us back up to the top of the round. Mr. Dempsey. Dempsey's going to attempt to free Urki of the webs here. Here you go. Move your feet. He makes a slashing motion down towards the feet of Urki Timbers, attempting to clear the webs. That is a 7 plus a 4. That is enough to hit. Roll for damage. 1d6 plus 2. 8. Perfect.
You're free.
Come on, Urki. I see. Hold tight. Urki's going to hold tight here. He's going to avoid fleeing at this moment, because that will pretty much just leave Meepo in melee range, and that's probably going to be who he hits again. The giant spider is going to attempt to make a bite attack. But yeah, first roll the d6 to see if you get a 5 or 6. You got a 6, so your web is recharged. And he's going to lower his fangs down and attempt to bite Meepo. Finish the job. That is an 8 plus a 5 is a 13. And that is more than enough. Roll for damage. 4, and then 2d8 for... Yeah, Meepo has to make a saving throw. See if he's poisoned. And, Meepo failed the poison. So an additional 11 points of damage. Poison damage. The poison damage reduces the target to 0 hit points. The target is stable, but poisoned for 1 hour, even after regaining its hit points, and is paralyzed by the poison. However, the poison didn't reduce Meepo to 0, the bite did. So I don't think he's paralyzed. However, Meepo is out cold. He is unconscious as he crumples to the ground. Spider is going to retreat. This will allow Urki to make a saving throw with a melee weapon. Alright. Meepo has his mace, attempts to swing out. He has a +1 to hit. This is probably not ending well. That'll miss. 6 + 1, 7.
I didn't get him, guys. There he goes. He's still on the ceiling. Don't lose sight of him.
That will end Urki's turn, and that will end the spider's turn. The spider's going to use all 30 feet of his movement. Retreat back to where he came from. Alrighty, I want Dexter to make a perception check. I want him to know, there's 2 directions he can go. He can't get over the ledge, but he can go left or he can go right down the rift. So make a roll. I want him to smell or try to hear of, maybe the change in air, or, possibly see some light, or, detect tracks of animals trying to get out of this rift. So he has advantage with that. 14. That'll be enough to point Dexter in the right direction. He's going to continue going right, even though he only made 5 feet. He's going to continue going down another 10, 15 feet, because his movement is slowed with these webs. The dog treks on, following his master's last words, to get out of here. That'll take us to Urki. Urki has one last trick up his sleeve. He regained Channel Divinity, Preserve Life, when he took that short rest. And he's going to lay his hands on Meepo, and a large flash of light illuminates the tunnel, revealing the spider preparing itself for the next attack. And with that, Urki is rejuvenated. He regains 10 points of health.
It's not your time, Meepo. But we have to get out of here.
And that will take us to Meepo's turn. Meepo is going to hop up from the prone position, which takes away half his movement. And now half of his movement is slowed again. So half of the half is not far. He makes it to Dempsey. And they still have another about 5-10 feet to go before they hit the ledge and can get out of there. So that'll take up his movement. He's going to turn around, and I'll have him make an attack with his sling here. And that will miss. The rock gets swallowed up in the webs. And that will end Meepo's turn. Alright guys, let's keep backpedaling. There's one thing I know though. I believe spiders are terrified of fire. I believe fire is possibly the answer here. But we gotta get to Dexter and get out of here. He's going to make another shot with his longbow in hopes of buying some time. So that's a 13. You can roll a 4 for the bless. It's 1, it's 14. That will miss. Oh wait, no, that will hit. He has an AC of 14. Cool. So he shoots. That is a 10. That does a lot of damage. And now I have a fighting chance. And Dempsey's going to use all of his movement. He's going to get down from the ledge and trek towards Mr. Dexter. And that will take us to the giant spider. Giant spider is going to move up halfway and shoot web once more. He's going to attempt to shoot Meepo. 12, that will hit. So, Meepo is now restrained. And Meepo can't go anywhere until he frees himself once more.
Oh, you gotta be kidding me. F. Dempsey, Meepo's stuck again.
Oh, God. We're going to die in this tunnel. And that'll take us to Dexter. Dexter's going to continue trudging on forward. He is now continuing down the rift. It is basically like a cavern tunnel. It's starting to narrow. Previously, you could fit 2 to 3 party members. Walking side by side is now closing down to just 1 party member. Single file could continue to move on forward. There's absolutely no light here. It's very dark, getting narrow. The ceiling's starting to close in, but he's able to move on. And that'll take us to Urki. Urki's going to look at Meepo, and he's going to grab his mace, which he's already clutching, and he's going to cast light on the mace. You touch an object that is no larger than 10 feet in any dimension. The object sheds bright light in a 20-foot radius and dim light for an additional 20 feet. And Urki will hold up the light towards the spider.
Get up, Meepo. Get out of here.
That'll bring us to Meepo. Meepo's going to use his dagger once more. Come on. That is a 6. You can roll. You need, for bless, you need a natural 4, or else you're not getting out. And you got it. 4. 10 exactly. All right. So now you need a roll, basically a 3. So 1d4 plus 2. You need 5 points of damage to for yourself. And that is a natural 1. So 3.
Against some of all. Oh, Meepo not help. Meepo not free. Meepo not free. Help.
Alrighty, Dempsey has a potion of fire breathing that he looted earlier from either the well or some drop, I can't remember. But there's a lot that goes into that. It would require both Meepo and Urki to make some saving throws in order to avoid getting hit. So, instead, Dempsey's going to pull out a real torch this time. He's going to light it and throw it. And I'll say that's all one action and bonus action if you want. Just pulls out a torch, lights it. Watch out, guys. I'm going to throw this torch. And hurls this torch towards the giant spider who's getting ready to devour Meepo. I'm just going to say it's equivalent to an unarmed strike. 17 to hit, which does hit. Alright. 3 points of damage. The torch flies clear over Meepo and Urki, who is holding a golden mace, just giving off intense light, providing enough visibility for Dempsey to launch this fiery torch and come smashing down on the giant spider's face. Embers flicker, skitters and falls off the giant spider's face, in the process burning some of the eyes and some of the hair and outer exoskeleton as the spider shrieks in pain. And that will take us to the spider's turn after Dempsey backpedals a little bit, attempting to find his furry friend, Dexter, who is well on his way to exiting the ravine, the rift. Alright, with that, Dempsey is no longer able to see the spider or his friends. He can see the light, which is coming from Urki's mace. You can see the light coming out of the little tunnel where the spider is, but he cannot see the party. I'll make a perception check later to see if he can see Dexter. So that takes us to the spider. The spider's going to roll a 5 or a 6. Rolled a 3, so his web is not recharged. The spider is going to change things up a little bit here. He is still suffering from the blinding light, which doesn't really do much for a spider, but it is a rather shock to it's a kind of a shock to its system, living in complete darkness to searing light and then getting hit in the face with a torch, burning his eyes. He's going to use stealth. So, oh, good luck. That's a natural 20 plus a 7. 27. So there's no way the party's going to be able to detect him at this point in time. However, the spider knows where everyone is on the map because it has web sense. And currently Dexter, Dempsey, and the 2 others are all in contact with the webs. So that will end the spider's turn as it makes movement. And that brings us to Dexter. So Dexter is going to continue moving forward. At this point, his movement is still slowed by half. He approaches a rusty iron, almost like a jail cell, door. If Dexter was able to open this closed iron door, you'd be able to get into this rectangular shaped room that has cobbled floor, which is cracked and stained. Other than that, it's rather empty. However, it does have luminescent vines and fungi littered throughout the room, growing up the walls, which give off a little bit of light. And that is going to end Dexter's turn. And that brings us over to Urki. Urki's going to once more spend his action trying to free his buddy. He can make a shot in the dark if he wanted, but he's going to attempt to help Meepo. And he got exactly what he needed. He needed a 10, he got a 9 plus a 1. Alright, he got 5 points of damage. Let's read this web again. Alright, well, I already made the action and committed to it. Urki raises his mace, lowers it down, whacking and striking this sticky web, which is holding Meepo in place, and he is unsuccessful. He is unable to tear the fibers of the web. Urki realizes that this web has immunity to bludgeoning damage.
I should have grabbed. This is why I needed your dagger, Meepo. Dexter, Dempsey, where are you guys? I'm sorry, Meepo. I have to move on. We have to keep going.
With that, Urki's going to leave his mace at the feet of Meepo, which provides some light, and he's going to attempt to jump off the ledge and follow Dempsey and Dexter, leaving Meepo alone for a moment. And that will end Urki's turn, bringing us over to Meepo.
Wow. I'm using the dagger. Meepo using the dagger now.
Alright, Meepo rolled a 7. I believe it's a +4. Yep, +4. So that hits. Alright. He rolled a 2 for damage, which is a +2, 4.
Yeah. Meepo free.
Meepo is going to disappear. Attempt to. He's going to leave the mace on the ground and attempt to flee towards Urki and Dempsey.
Meepo's here. Meepo here.
Don't look back. Just go, go, go.
And with that, I'll bring us back to the top of the order. That'll be Dempsey. Dexter found a way out, and he's going to run as far as he can. And he's going to get about halfway to Dexter. One more action. One more. Even with a dash, he will come up short. And that will end Dempsey's turn. He follows Dexter's trail down the narrow ravine as it thins out, becomes 5-foot wide tunnel. Goes as high as you can see, but it is rather thin over here. That brings us up to the spider. The spider's going to make a roll to recharge his web. And he rolled a 5. So his web is ready to go. The web goes flinging from the dark. No one can see him. The kobold is entangled once more, enveloped in a stringy blast of web. And the spider is once more visible to the party. However, Meepo is stuck in a web. If I was thinking about it, I probably should have done Urki, because Urki really has no way out. But he can still make other saves. Anyway, that brings us to Dexter. Dexter is going to stay where he's at. There's nothing really to do. He can bark, I guess. Make it a little easier for the party to find him. Brings us up to Urki.
Oh, you gotta be kidding me, Meepo. Where are you, spider? I'm gonna blast you straight off the ceiling. There you are.
Urki spots the beast clinging to the walls, just where the hallway ends, and the little lip that the party originally jumped up on. He can be spotted there in the corner, upper ceiling, and he's going to attempt to blast him. He's going to use Sacred Flame, so the spider has to make a dex saving throw of 12. And he got it. He got a 19, natural 19. Shoots out and just gets muffled in the webs before it reaches the beast, who's already picking embers out of its eyes. Shrugs it off, does nothing.
Take my hand, Meepo. You gotta keep going. Go on without us, Dempsey. We'll find you.
Kobold grabbed his dagger again, already holding it. Attempts to free himself. He rolled a 9, natural 9, it's +4. He got enough to hit. Roll a d4. Perfect, dude. He got a natural 4, plus the 2. That's enough.
Meepo getting good at cutting a web.
Meepo runs past Urki, using his hand to propel him forward. And he closes the gap and almost reaches Dempsey. Not quite, because Dempsey used the dash, but getting close. Back to the top of the order. Dempsey's going to turn back, and he's going to fire a shot. Going to fire a shot at the giant spider. Hopes of buying some time. Dempsey rolls a 15 that will hit as it goes sailing through the dark rift. Strikes the spider, piercing the top of the thorax as the spider is clinging to the wall, and there it remains, lodged inside. That is 3 points of damage. The spider is still doing pretty well, actually. And that will bring us to the spider's turn. The spider's going to roll his d6. He got a 5. Another web goes flying. That is a 17. The web encompasses the gnome, so it completely seals the gnome up in a cocoon, almost.
Meepo, cut me free. Meepo, they're free. Dempsey.
The spider will make the rest of its movement, climbing freely on the walls and the ceiling. Dexter is going to stay where he's at. Brings us over to Urki. So Urki has an option here. Well, Urki can really only do one thing. He can make a strength check. And he needs to make a DC 12. Now, Urki has a -1, I believe. Yep, here he goes. Makes a strength check. Wow, that's the lowest you could possibly ever get. Urki rolled a 1. Minus a 1. You rolled a 0. Poor Urki.
What are these webs made of? Dempsey.
That will take us to the kobold's turn.
Fine, Meepo will help you.
Meepo will backpedal. He'll move the rest of his movement, make his way to Urki with his rusty dagger, and attempt to free him. So he rolled high enough. He got a 13 plus 4, 17. He got a 2 plus a 2 as a 4.
I can't quit Meepo. Come on, Meepo, do it.
Meepo's unable to successfully free Urki. However, Urki is in a much better spot than he was, and see his kobold friend. And these two are clinging to each other like wreckage in a storm. They are still kicking. Back up to the top of the round for the 100th time. Mr. Dempsey. I don't know what else to do. Dempsey's gonna run up to Urki. He's not gonna quite make it, though. He's gonna stay where he's at. He's gonna attempt to... 1 minute, Dex. Dempsey's gonna run over to Dex. He's gonna hit that wall. He's gonna see the iron door, the rusty iron door. Make a perception check. Rolled a 7. The door is shut, but it should open. It's not locked tight. There's no padlock securing it. However, it looks like it hasn't been opened in years, so it looks like it can be open, but you're gonna have to make a strength check. Pretty much gonna have to spend your action trying to open this door. All right, go. Let's say you need a 15, so make a strength check of 15. Oh, Orville. Mr. Dempsey has a +2 actually. He got it. 13 plus 2. Chunks of rust go flying off the hinges. Go, Dex, get in there. You guys, the door's open, there's a way out. That will end his turn. Take us to the spider. Spider is now hovering over. He rolled a 6, so his web's recharged. Urki is encased in a web. He's going to attempt to lower himself down onto the top of Meepo, who is his original target and is the weaker of the two. This creature has been alive for a very long time, so he's very familiar in hunting. And he's well aware of who the weaker target is, who the easiest prey is. Rolled a natural 14 for his bite. which is enough. With a +5, it's a 19. So 1d8 plus 3. So 5 points of damage. That takes Meepo down to 5 hit points. And now Meepo must make a DC 11 throw for poison. Alright, he rolled a 4. 4 plus a 1 is a 5. So you have to roll the D4. Either way, even with Bless, Meepo fails. So roll 2d8 poison damage. It's a lot. 14. As the fangs retract, green liquid oozes from the wounds, makes its way out of the leather armor that Meepo is wearing. If the poison damage reduces the target to 0 hit points, the target is stable, poisoned for 1 hour, even after regaining hit points, and is paralyzed with poison. So, Meepo is stable, but he is paralyzed. Meepo crumples to the ground. I'll have to revisit that one. Anyway, Meepo is out cold. He has 0 hit points. Looks like he doesn't have to make saving throws yet, but he is paralyzed. The spider will continue to hover over the beast. Hover over poor Meepo, who is changing color, turning pale, which is obvious, even for a kobold. He's not well, as his eyes become glassy. Brings us to Dexter's turn. Dexter makes his way inside the rectangular chamber, which consists of just cobblestone floors and slightly luminescent vines and fungi. Make a stealth check for Dex. Alright, he's good. 15. Takes us to Urki. Urki's going to make a strength check again, because he doesn't have the dagger. And then he has no other way. He has to get a 12. 7 minus 1, 6.
Meepo, I can't see. Dempsey, Meepo's hurt. I'm stuck. Shut the door. Get out of here.
The gnome struggles under the weight of the webs, ending his turn. Alright, that takes us to Meepo. He is paralyzed. He is stable, so he doesn't have to make saving throws. I was able to look that one up. He basically can't do anything right now. So, he is out cold. Brings us back to the top of the round, to Mr. Dempsey. Dempsey has already helped let in his buddy, Dexter the dog. It is now up to him as to what he should do. Hang in here, Dex. Don't go anywhere. Don't follow me. Dempsey does his best to make it back to the party. He's going to fire off his longbow. Alright, natural 19 plus 7, 26. I don't even need to roll bless. Perfect. 8. The highest score you get. Plus 3, 11. Poor spider winces in pain as another arrow slides in to its body, piercing the exoskeleton and lodging itself next to the previous arrow. That's going to end Dempsey's turn, as he is just one movement away from reaching his buddy, Urki. It's now the spider's turn. He's going to make a stealth check as he attempts to disappear into the webs. Alright, that's a 12 plus 7, 19. So, the spider is gone. Just like that, he vanishes. And he's going to make some additional movements, bring us to Urki. Urki really doesn't have any other plays here. He is tangled up in these webs. He's going to make another strength saving throw. -1. Golly. 7. Oh, that was a 1. So that was a 7 plus a 1. -6. Once more, unable to free himself.
Oh, for the love of God, that is holy. Alright.
Back to the top of the round, Mr. Dempsey. He's going to use his movement. He's going to reach for Mr. Urki. He's going to swing down with his axe. Perfect. That was a 7 plus 4. It's 11. It's enough to hit. Perfect. Rolled a 3. It's a 5. This hand axe, this little hatchet that he's had since he was a child, swings down, slicing through the webs as they fall to either side of the gnome's feet. He is free, and Dempsey is out of movement. Back to the spider. The spider already had his web recharged, I do believe, but either way, he rolled a 5 again, so it's back at it if he wants it. He has a decision to make. Should he hop out of stealth or wait. The spider's going to make some movement, but he's still unseen by the party. That takes us to Dexter. Dexter's going to stay where he's at. Erky's going to stand up.
Give me a hand here, Dempsey. We gotta drag him out of here. Meepo. Ugh. I got you, buddy. Don't worry. Oh my god, you're stiff as a board.
Erky backpedals as he grabs the web-soaked kobold and begins to drag him backwards. Uses all the movement he can. He's unable to use his dash because he has to use his action to carry, and his movement is halved because they're in the webs. That will end his turn as he does a rather heroic move of saving the kobold. One more round, they should be able to reach Dexter. Dempsey is going to walk up to the group, follow closely behind Erky, and he's going to make a perception check as he attempts to find the spider and at least act as a bodyguard. Natural 20. Alright, he's unable to find spider, if I'm reading the rules correctly. It is all about passive perception. However, Dempsey begins to spot, dangling from the walls, other victims of the giant spider. Counts 4 in total, ranging from large humanoid sizes to small sizes. Since he rolled so high, he can identify at least 2 of these victims are goblins. It appears as though the spider is feasting on whatever he can grab. We need to hang tight, stick together, and that will end Dempsey's turn. Alrighty, that takes us back to the spider. The spider is going to continue making some movement hidden from the party, ending his turn, or rather its turn, as the giant spider continues to hide in the shadows. Goes back to Erky, skipping Dexter. Erky's going to continue to grip tight the kobold, carry him back as he approaches the entrance to Dexter's room.
Ugh. Move over, Dex here. Ugh. This is what's left of Meepo. Ugh.
Erky pushes the limp body of the kobold through the opening, rolls over onto the cobblestone floor, past the iron gate, and he hops up alongside him as the 2 are inside the threshold. That will end their turn. And that brings us back over to Dempsey. Dempsey will follow suit as he attempts to make his way through the entrance. Alright guys, we gotta close this door. Right as he's saying that, and he's climbing up to reach the party, grabbing one of the bars of the iron door, the giant spider lunges downward as it was hiding right above the party as they make their way inside the iron gate. It readied its turn, waiting for the last party member to walk in through the doorway, and attempts to pierce Dempsey with its fangs. 6, 11. Its 2 giant fangs go sliding through the iron doorway, coming just short, tearing Dempsey's hood in the process, putting 2 puncture marks through its cloth hood before they retract. And with that, the spider shoots back upward, giving Dempsey an opportunity of attack. And that is a natural 1 as he swings forward with his hatchet. Unsuccessful, as the spider disappears, shrieking in the process, as it sees its dinner slip through the cracks. And that takes us back over to Erky, who's going to shut the door.
Ah, there. Oh my god. Everyone backpedal. Get out of here. Scoot in the middle of the room. Oh my god. Here, help me, Dempsey. We got a free Meepo. We gotta see what we're dealing with here.
Move aside. Here, got my hatchet. The 2 are able to undo the webs, at least what's little of it are left, revealing the kobold, who is pale in color. I'll make some rolls here, but just for the record, at the moment, combat has ended. while that is going on, we'll have Dexter make a perception check here. Alright, that's a 15. Dexter hears noises coming. So the party is in this rectangular shaped room with the stone flooring and luminescent vines. They closed the only door to this room. However, there's another entrance or exit, depending on how you look at it. If Dexter would continue walking straight another 10 feet or so, he would exit their room, which he does so as he listens to the noises. Dexter is now standing in a hallway. If you look down either way, the party is in one room of many, actually. They're in one of 6 rooms. Dexter is actually in a rather large hallway. It's about 20 feet long. It's got rows of marbled columns. 2 rows of dragon-carved marble columns march the length of the hall, most completely covered in luminescent fungus. The cobbled floor is cracked and stained, and on it sit many wooden tables. The contents of the tables include mortars, pestles, small tools, bowls filled with crushed leaves, chopped fungus stalks, and other plant specimens. The doors leading off this hallway are all partly open. So, Dexter is in a hallway. You can hear noises coming from either room. There's a total of 6 rooms in here, almost like a prison. This is like a 20-foot long hallway. However, it's filled with columns and it's a laboratory, basically. A Locke's laboratory, filled with different experiments. And in each room, which has an iron door, they're all open. And inside those rooms, that's where Dexter can hear the noises. Dexter will return to the party and do his best to relay that information to Dempsey, his master. Okay. Thanks, Dex. Erky, I'm gonna let you worry about Meepo here. I'm gonna figure out where we are. He pats Erky on the back. Erky is busy attempting to save Meepo's life. And we'll have Erky make a medicine check. 21. A moment goes by, maybe 5 minutes.
There you are. How's it looking out there?
We're definitely not alone here. No signs of the spider, though. Thank God. But, I believe there are other goblins here. I think these are the one that Grenell was telling us about. These are the ones that are doing experiments for Balak. I think we're gonna do what we did prior to those skeletons. Just avoid messing with them. You hear me? Ricky, avoid messing with them. Hopefully we can just make our way out of here. I think we need a rest. How's our friend doing?
He'll live. You will live. But, I don't know what we're gonna do. We gotta just rest this out. And I don't know where we are. And we're not gonna be able to get through the ravine. So I think I can carry him. It won't be a problem, but we can't stick around here unless you're able to guarantee those goblins don't come in here.
I don't know if I can guarantee that. Let me figure out where we are. I'm gonna make one more. So make a survival check. Alright, 19 plus 1. Alright, let's head out this way. I think we can circle back to where we were prior. At least this is the same direction. So the party is going to attempt to move through this 20-foot long hallway, past all these wooden tables and columns, and head west, which is heading back to where they came. Roll a stealth check. Roll a group stealth check here, in hopes of alerting these goblins, who are mostly goblin commoners, experimenting with different things. The party walks past one of the rooms. Snores are audible from this room, which is a rough barracks. 16 small pallets of matted fur covered the floor. 2 pallets currently holding a pair of sleeping goblins and goblin commoners. They successfully walk past that group. Past the other room, to the left, you see a pair of goblins who are crushing and mashing. Looks like they're making wine. They have various fungi and fruit as they're just staining and pouring this pulp from the roots of this fungi into just dirty bins. And eventually it looks like they're emptying those dirty bins into these big 2 gallons of just finished wine product. And some of the wine can be spotted on the tables as they walk past him. At this point in time, Dempsey is carrying Meepo over his shoulder. They pass one more room as 2 goblin commoners are currently repairing dirty goblin armor with cord, iron needles, leather patches, and other crude tailoring elements. In the last room they pass is the south central chamber. 1 goblin and 2 commoners monitor the health of a diseased giant rat, which is strapped spread eagle onto a wooden bench. The rat suffers from horrible tumors that look woody and fruit-like. Its tumors stem from an elixir Block created to infuse twigblights with the traits. To infuse these rats with twigblight traits.
Jesus, what are they doing?
Never mind that. Party narrowly exits the room as they approach the final door and open it, revealing the grove level they originally descended from. Shut that door. Meepo's kind of heavy. He throws the body of Meepo over the harness and secures him to Dexter. Thanks, boy. Alright. Let's just bypass these we should have taken these skeletons out. These twigblights. They move past the twigblights and skeletons as they approach the rope which they descended from originally. I'll make them make a survival check here or a nature. Let's do a nature. You're going to attempt to free. You're going to attempt to tie up Meepo and Dexter. Alright, that is a 4. This is not working. I need a moment here. I gotta gather my pen. I gotta figure out how we're gonna do this. I don't have enough rope.
I just keep looking down that hallway to see if that spider's coming back.
Make a perception check. 16. Alright. Urki is unable to see if there's a spider there. He's somewhat confident. It's not because of poor vision, it's because there is no spider.
Here, I'm gonna take Meepo's dagger here. Sorry, bud. I'll return it, I promise. I'm gonna cut some of these vines. Little help here, Dempsey. It's gonna take more than just me.
Alright, I'm coming. Whacks it with his hatchet. 5 minutes goes on as they spend their time trying to be quiet and periodically looking back at the skeletons and the twigblights. I mean, really, they can only see skeletons. The twigblights just look like plants. And they gather quite a large amount of cord through the vines. I'll help you make another survival check here. Alright, natural 19. That is more than enough. You have enough hemp, enough cord, enough vine, everything you need. And you do a good job making sure you secure Dexter and Meepo. And you're fairly confident that once you get to the top here, you're going to be able to pull them up without any problems or any fear of failure. Alright, so let's make two checks here. One for Urki and one for Dempsey. The attempt to scale the vines. It's just dexterity, I'll say that. Alright, Dempsey's struggling. I just can't seem to get a good grip on it. It's so sticky and somehow slippery at the same time. Are you faring any better?
Yeah, I'm getting it. Try this route. Can't go fast, but it's working.
Urki is a good 10 feet above Dempsey. He is doing quite well, actually, scaling the vine. A few more moments pass, and Urki's at top. He's at the top of the well, so he jumps over the lip. Alright, and then Dempsey rolled a natural 20 on his second round. After catching his breath, he lowers himself down, resets, does the same exact path that Urki did, and scales the vines. Whew. Thank God.
Alright, let's pull these guys up before something smacks them. Pulls them right back down.
Yep. Alright. You're able to pull up. It takes a while, it takes a minute. Luckily, Dex is a good sport about it. Ugh. Good work, bud. Alright, Dex. You still up for a bit of a hike? You're alright, you got Meepo then. Counting on you, buddy.
I mean a hike. Let's just rest here.
Dempsey looks at the group. His dog is by his side, carrying the weight of a pale and paralyzed kobold. And his buddy, Urki Timbers, the gnome cleric and former neighbor as they grew up together in Greenest, who is visibly wounded. He has been in this citadel for months now as a prisoner, and some guilt is resting heavily on Dempsey's shoulders as he assesses the situation. I got a surprise for you here. You two, Dex. If you guys are up for it, I hope we get out of here. Let's get a real rest. He pats Erky on the shoulder.
What do you mean? Just go back where the kobolds are. I mean, the goblins are gone. We're pretty safe here.
I know, but let's do this right. I want to get some fresh air. It might do Meepo good.
Oh, hell yeah. Well, let's go then. I can't wait to get out of here.
The party pushes on forward as they attempt to exit the Sunless Citadel and get some fresh air. Alrighty, in total, it probably takes you about 2 hours from your exit of the spider den, climbing up the well, getting up to the main courtyard of the Sunless Citadel, exiting the goblin quarters, snaking your way past the kobold den, and then eventually leading yourself back over to the crumbled courtyard. You look up, and you are now at the bottom of the ravine. It's been a few days since you've seen sunlight, even if it is off in the distance.
Oh, yeah. There we go. Good work, Dempsey. Yeah, this place is a maze. Finally, can't wait to feel the sun. How do we get out of here?
Right over there. I believe is where we head out. Yep. So you approach the 5-foot wide staircase. The first layer, about 20 feet in distance. Start making your way up the first set of stairs. You hit a ledge. You follow the stairs once more. Another 40 feet. Alrighty. See that rope there? That's what we originally took. But it's also looks like, a goblin-made ladder carved into the stone here. When you were at top, there was that sandy ledge that overlooked the subterranean gulf of darkness. The ledge was wide, and on top was full of the sandy, rocky debris. And these are where you slayed those rats and threw them on the fire. Alrighty, let's start scaling those walls. I think we're just going to do what we did last time and just tie up the guys and haul them up here. That's what I did last time. It seemed to work. Maybe I'll climb up first and then I'll haul them up. And with that, I don't think you need to make any rolls. You're able to, a good half hour, 40 minutes or so, you're able to pull up a group. Erky and yourself are able to climb. However, the dog and your paralyzed friend need some assistance with the ropes. But you are able to...
The whole time we were doing that, I was just thinking about the fact that we're going to have to do that all over again in reverse. But worth it. Thanks, Dempsey.
Yeah, you're welcome. I owe it to you. At the very least, I can get you some fresh air. Kind of dragged you further into this mess than you were hoping on being.
Nah, if it weren't for you and Dex and Meepo, I would probably be dead. So, my prayers were answered. Maybe not the way I wanted it to go, but I'm out now, and it is well worth it. We are dead smack in the middle of the woods, aren't we? Phew. Alright, how's Meepo doing?
Alright, so roll for Meepo. He is stable now. He's no longer paralyzed. It took you long enough from the time he was knocked down by the fangs and poison to the point where you're outside the citadel. So he's no longer poisoned. His color's actually starting to come back. He's looking more like Meepo. However, he still needs an additional hour before he is alert. So he's really kind of still at 0 hit points. Shortly after here, he'll be at the 1 hit point. So you all could definitely benefit from a long rest, one way or another.
Hey. I'm gonna need some more water for my canteen. Bone dry.
Yeah, I think Dexter's thirsty. I just gave him the last of my water. Give me a minute. I'm sure there's a creek. I know we passed one on our way here, but let's get situated here.
Yeah, what is the plan? Are we going back to Oakhurst, or are we spending the night here? Either way, I'll do whatever you say, Dempsey. I'm here to help.
I appreciate that, Erky. The offer still stands, though. This is completely voluntary. If you want to head home, I do not blame you. I'm just gonna head down there, grab that fruit, and get out of here. But I don't want to waste any more time. As much as I want to return to Oakhurst and buy you a drink at the Old Boar Inn, my work here is not finished. So, if you don't mind, let's just spend the night here, outside, under the stars. Enjoy some last few minutes of sun. I'm gonna grab there some water, and I'm gonna take Dex with me. Gather some water and some sticks, and I shall return. We'll make a fire here in one of these abandoned pits, and I'll see about getting us some food. So I'm running very low.
I'll take Dex. We can get water. We can get water and food. Water. I'm sure there's plenty of dried sticks around along the way. You go hunt. We'll get some food. Hey, old hunter, you little archer. Use that bow. Ugh, pretend it's a giant spider.
All right. You heard him, Dex. Help Erky get some water. All right, roll a d4 here. Okay. You spend some time preparing a trap, a little snare. You set 2 of them out, which takes you long enough just to prepare them and find the proper trails or the little burrows and dens. But you make some of your best guesses. You set those out, and you return back. You have some kindling and some logs. And your buddy Dexter and friend Erky are back at the ravine, right at the edge. They're leaning up against some crumbled masonry, pillars that are full of dwarven graffiti, and they are clearing out the old fire pit.
Hey, there you are. I was getting worried. We got plenty of sticks. You didn't have to gather any more. Here, your cantina's full.
Thank you, guys.
Boy, Dex. Appreciate the help, as always.
All right, give me a minute. I'll start this fire here. The sun's starting to set completely now. Probably only have like another hour or 2 of light. So.
Where's the food? In their bag?
No, I didn't really see much. I was just setting traps. I'm hoping to hear them though soon. I didn't really see anything worth scavenging. There weren't any berries. How about you guys? You guys see anything on your way? Roll a nature check for Erky. Alright. That's a pretty good roll. 15.
Oh, nothing. Just this. Ugh. This big old trout. It looked a lot better an hour ago.
Erky's holding up the dead trout in his hands. Actually, quite impressive in size, considering the size of the creek that they found him in. But Meepo is up. He's bonding with Dexter, and Erky is gutting the trout with Meepo's old rusty dagger.
It's all but clean now. That's why I like trout. It's super easy to clean. No scales. Just have to slice them right down the middle. You're a son of a butcher. I don't have to tell you anything.
Yeah, trout's my favorite, that's for sure. This is going to be nice. I got my pipe here, too. You prepare the fire. Doesn't take long. Throw your trout on it. And the party enjoys some fresh water, fresh air, and a trout dinner. Not enough for everyone to feel full or fully satisfied, but enough to boost your spirits. And roll a d20. Do another nature check to see if any of your traps hit. They did not. That was a natural 1. So, I'll have to wait again. So, Erky, what's the plan after this? I go down there and grab the fruit. I head back out here. You're on your way. You want to go claim your big real estate?
Yeah, that's the plan, I guess. It was my plan several months ago. Just got delayed. Thanks to the old goblins. Still should have killed Grendel, but I'll let it go eventually.
Yeah, I know. I was fully expecting to see her up there on top of that well and push us back in. But, good. I'm glad. Glad you have a plan. I hope it's everything you want. Sounds like it's worth it. If you went this far, almost 2,000 miles from Greenest. You were missed, though, I will say that. Wish you were there. You're always good company. the tavern. Just in general, a good person.
Yeah. It's funny, I was so excited to leave Greenest, but as soon as I hit the road, I was homesick. What about you? You're grabbing this fruit and you're heading south? It's a long way. 2,000 miles. How'd you get here last time? Did you take the sea?
Yeah, unfortunately, that's the fastest way, really. I mean, Dexter's pretty quick when he wants to be. We made a great time and made it out to the harbor, Waterdeep area, Boulder's Gate, that general direction. Hit several ports, and I was able to use some of the money from Greenest that they set aside for this mission. It was sponsored, as you know. And, yeah. This is good tobacco. The party is enjoying that pipe of smoke monsters that Dempsey looted earlier as they're puffing on tobacco from this ornate-looking pipe, and they are releasing different monsters from dragons, kobolds, bullfrogs, spiders even. And the group is fairly merry, considering everything they've gone through. Yeah, so I'm going to grab that fruit, head home. Once I get there, I'm not sure what's next in store, I guess. No real reason to be in Greenest anymore, with everything that the cult's done. Not much really left, I guess. Suppose I can help rebuild, but I don't know if I really want to be back there anymore. Not the best memories, I suppose, anymore with all the carnage. Who knows, maybe when I return make this delivery, I'll come find you again. Oakhurst's not a bad town.
I'll meet you in Oakhurst. You said there's that tavern there? Well, I'll buy you a drink. My estate's not far, but if I don't end up liking it, we'll go from there. Greenest is sounding pretty good actually right now. Maybe I'll just flip it, sell it back to someone in Oakhurst, someone in Neverwinter, and take the money and, I mean, hell, made a lot of money already, even if we are splitting it 3 ways. Though I don't know if Meepo and kobolds, I don't know if they really value gold. Do you guys use currency, Meepo? You even want this money?
Meepo have some trout.
That's true, Meepo. We've got trout. At that point, you hear some twig snapping. Roll a d20. It's a 5. I think I gotta check one of my traps. You head over to the trap. It is secured tightly to one of the small little saplings, and in it is a trapped rabbit, trapped in the snare. There we go. Cool. You pause and look at the sapling for a moment. I don't remember it being this far away from that bigger tree. You return to the party. Hey guys, dessert. Rabbit. Your favorite, Dix.
Oh yeah, that's great. And you know what goes well with a rabbit? Ta-da!
Erky pulls out a bottle of wine. Oh, you stole those from the goblins? You would. Ugh.
What? God, wine is wine. We already drank all the good stuff. I tried some already on our way up here. It's actually not bad. Considering, how we were watching it be created. Nasty goblin feet smashing down on these mush. Anyway, a couple sips of it, and you're gonna forget everything. Here, I'll pour a glass. Don't have anything to pour it into. Here, take a swig. Hand me that pipe.
Oh, gosh, Erky. All right. To Greenest. Ugh. Ugh. Make a Constitution saving throw, whether or not you hurl. All right, you got a pretty good rock gut. You got 18. Ooh. You get it to go down. There it remains. Ugh. 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 Gosh. All right. I'm probably good on wine, but I'm going to stick to the tobacco here. Oh, God, it's nasty.
I don't know. Oof. Not that bad. It's not that bad. Honestly. It's got a very pungent and weird odor, but remarkably smooth, considering. Here you are, Meepo. I have a big one. You've cheated death. You deserve a drink.
People love wine.
Meepo is not a lightweight. He has no problem drinking everything. So, with that, the party shares some laughs. Dexter fills up on Rabbit, and everyone has a pretty full stomach. So I'll say you are able to head into your long rest. You'll alternate taking watch. However, at this point, everyone's been drinking pretty heavily. And make a roll to see whether or not you're successfully... And you're not. That is a 2. So, you're able to take your long rest. However, there's a portion towards the end of your rest, after everyone's gotten the long rest in, where there is some overlap. There is no one really guarding the place. But with that, congratulations. Everyone now is level 3. And by everyone, I mean Erky and Dempsey. So that'll be fun. Get to change their character sheets to level 3, mess around with some spells, and go from there. So, with that, party awakens. Who knows how long they've been out? The sun is up, and the birds are out, the bugs are out, and once the party opens their eyes, they see three trees, 3 little saplings. One of them has a piece of rope, a little snare tied around its trunk. And it looks like he even has a rabbit attached to it. And it doesn't take long for the party to realize that these are twigblights rummaging through their stuff. Next session, I'll have you guys roll initiative as you begin combat with 3 twigblights.